Hello everyone and welcome to QualityOldGames. Today we are starting a new campaign in Medieval 2 Total War as Byzantine Empire with very hard difficulties, and without further ado, let's start the campaign.
Byzantium stands on the crossroads of Europe, Asia, and Africa. A prophetic dream.
Hello, Josep, welcome aboard.
Found the city, which is a center of culture, commerce, and diplomacy. This land to become an empire, it requires the strength and courage of one willing to take charge of perhaps the most vibrant city in the world.
Okay, so let's see our situation. We have several provinces, and I think the main goal here is to capture at least rebel settlements nearby, and I think I want to fortify the eastern front here against the Turks, and after the rebels have been defeated, I think we will push towards Hungary and Venice at least. So that should give us pretty decent position to continue the campaign. The reason why I'm not heading to east against Turks is that I want to have some buffers against Mongols and Timurids when they invade, and I think if we turn these settlements into castles, they should be able to hold off the Turks quite easily. So we have strategy ready, and I think we can start to pursue it. So here we have our first main army, and Smyrna will be our first target. I think we can afford to send a bit reinforcements from Nicaea to there to reinforce the army, and I think our main investments here should be related to army. So the Razzo there, another target. So basically I think we should not shy away from mercenaries, and also I think we should leave as small a garrison as possible to the settlements for now. And the buildings should be especially useful for increasing trade, and I think the roads will work just fine here. And since Emperor Alexius is such a fine general, I think we will send him out of Constantinople. I guess Sofia is somewhere there, so we should strive to get that city to us. And maybe we can afford to raise taxes a bit. And in Nicaea we need to convert the city to castle at some point, but let's utilize the free garrison for now. Here I think we do not need too many units, but maybe farms will provide some additional income and will pay for themselves. So roads is another of our main targets, and maybe roads here will be beneficial as well. And is there something we haven't moved yet? A diplomat, for example. At least I don't notice that one, so let's finish the turn and see what happens. So, capturing Smyrna becomes even more important to us. So let's lay siege there. The garrison there is rather large. It can only hold out for 3 turns. Maybe we can afford to wait, so that we don't have to pay to the mercenaries as much as we otherwise would have to. And in Durazzo, town militias and peasant archers, I think when these 2 units join the army, it will be enough. And then we have Ragusa waiting for us there. I think we should hire 1 unit of Balkan archers if in case that army there, the defending army, decides to sally out. Sofia has been found. I think we can besiege it, even though I think we may need to flee. Let's have some mercenaries here. And how much would these mines provide? I guess that will be a good investment there. And in Nicaea, grain exchange might work. Let's see next turn.
Yes, bringing our troops together. Orders. March. Where to, sire?
Ragusa seems to be lightly defended, so it makes a nice target. And I guess there is Iraklion here, another Venice settlement, so capturing it will serve us well too.
Your orders? Yes, my lord. Dropping anchor until morning.
So if we construct grain exchange, it won't bring much benefit, so let's leave it be. And the garrison here is a bit strong. I think I will try to wait for the 4 turns, and thus they have to make the move there. And I think auto-resolve would have worked fine here, but in order to keep up the momentum, I want to take as little casualties as possible, and basically that means that we should do this manually. So the idea here in the battle is to engage the enemy infantry with our own infantry and then strike at their backs with the heavy cavalry. And with some luck, that will break the enemy infantry at the very least. And after that, I think those archers will break pretty soon as well. Well, so much for that plan. Let's try to shoot at this unit's flank. They shouldn't last too long against heavy cavalry. And then let's make sure that we don't hit our own cavalry units.
It is unwise to praise the day before sunset, but our men are winning the battle and forging a worthy victory.
So that unit is shaken already.
protect us.
Oh.
Our general lies slain upon
Well.
the battlefield.
So much for that. Doing this well on manual command.
The enemy are badly blooded. They have lost half their
Okay,
men.
now they are breaking.
The enemy general has no honor. He flees the enemy.
Okay.
This is a clear...
Without the general getting himself killed, the tactics worked just fine. And let's just occupy it, since there is no money available there. And we have the family member here. I think he can be in charge of Constantinople. So, if we build Merchant's Wharf, how much money will it bring us? Not too much, at least for the moment. What about market? That will be more useful, so let's go with that. In Nicaea, maybe... Okay, that grain exchange isn't too good. Maybe church, so that we can keep up the public order. And in Durazzo, I think we can build land clearance. It should say pay itself back rather soon. And let's bring in some more troops to garrison the city. And we have a turn.
Noble one, we have something for you.
Let's make counter proposal. Maybe trade rights would be enough. Okay, and here I think we want to take the money. And we got the additional 2,500. And I think majority of the army will head towards Rhodes.
Full sails. Yes? Yes. Yes, my lord. Leading the men ashore.
And I don't think we need to have mercenaries, at least at this point. And of course this is the next interesting city. And if we... Well, let's try to get... Okay, so that didn't work out. I think we will try to negotiate with Hungary then. If we could have good relations with them, our northern border should be at least somewhat secure for the moment. In Corinth, I think we should build a chapel. In Nicaea, let's make port, or rather not, because this will become a castle at some point. Let's make the grain exchange to increase the revenue at least a bit, and here this can be upgraded, and I think we have a turn. Another family member, I think he can take charge of our Western army. And in Thessalonica we should have at least 4 units. So let's make a couple. And I guess the city here might be somewhat threatened. So let's make some missile cavalry to boost our strength there. And then I think we can assault Rhodes pretty soon. And let's hit the end turn. Okay, and Durazzo is under attack. And will it be assaulted? Yes, it will be. Let's try to inflict as many casualties to the enemy as possible. But I'm afraid we will lose the settlement, even though if we utilize the city center to our advantage. So, spearmen to the front, archers to the back, and let's hope for the best. And of course, with right positioning, it might be the case that some of the archers could be able to shoot at the enemies from the flank. Of course, had our general survived the assault of this city, we would be quite a bit in a better position, and I doubt that the Sicilians would have attacked us. Okay, and those are spearmen, which is especially nice, since the enemy is charging first and foremost with cavalry. So I think at least those mounted sergeants will take quite heavy beating, if not wiped out altogether. Let's try to withdraw a bit with these. Okay, apparently our infantry line is a bit too thin.
Only intervention by the Almighty Lord. Lord protect us. Our general lies slain upon the battlefield. Curses! Our enemy has command of...
So, at least some casualties, but a regrettable defeat.
Next time.
So maybe the plans to attack Venice needs to be revisited, and maybe we should assault southern Italy instead. And maybe we can auto-resolve this.
The day is ours. The enemy are beaten. Noble Lord, we have conquered.
And I think we should rather send Emperor
Yes?
to the
Is there something I can do for you?
Western Front instead of this
Please
new family member. I think he can lead the garrison there.
further goodbye. We look for
Not somewhere royalty should be going.
Orders? Continue to your orders, noble one. Your will. A good day's march.
Let's see if we can hire some more cavalry units.
Your Majesty. Onward. Yes? We continue tomorrow, my lord.
And let's see if Rhodes is ready to fall. I guess it is. So let's take that settlement.
The day is ours. The enemy are beaten. Noble Lord, we have conquered.
And maybe it should be upgraded right away. And if we are planning on
Your orders.
attacking Sicily, I think we can leave Iraklion to be for now. But at the same time, Rhodes will need a decent sized garrison. Constantinople, let's see that Merchant's Wharf, I think, will pay itself
Hello.
now, so let's build it when we have enough money. Okay.
Yes.
So
Happily,
the
my
relationships
Very
are
well.
worsening
Orders?
at the moment.
Your Majesty.
And I think we can take this spearman unit
Continue tomorrow, my lord.
with us as well.
Yes.
And then
Full sail.
from here I think we will take these missile cavalry units and let's head
Anchor until morning.
to Sicily
We shall
with this
continue
fleet
tomorrow, my lord.
and hire some mercenaries from there. And let's see if we could raise taxes a bit higher there. And in Smyrna I think we will actually do the castle upgrade right away. So that front should be at least somewhat secure. Welcome to the stream. Any new viewers? Feel free to post comments, ask questions, give advice and so on.
Your will. Yes, lord. Yes, my lord.
And Durazzo
This
seems
is
to
where we
be
shall meet
quite
the enemy.
lightly defended at the moment.
Your orders? We are not
Fortunately
contesting
no
these
troops on that enemy ship
plotting course now,
or
my
fleet.
We will not surrender these waters.
And let's hope that this fleet will survive. So we can have 5 free upkeep units. Let's make one more. And what's the religious situation here? Maybe we could make a priest
Your
to keep up
Majesty.
public order.
Happily, my lord.
Yes?
And do we have some buildings that could benefit us here, especially in our monetary situation? Maybe grain exchange here. Okay, I think that's pretty decent. Maybe Corinth could be transformed into large town rather soon. A chapel here, and of course the settlement needs to be upgraded to castle. And I wouldn't be surprised if Sofia is besieged soon. And it seems our fleet was able to slip by the enemies. And now we need to
Bless you, lord.
get to the land rather quickly,
Your orders, noble one. Your orders?
so that
Your
if the enemy decides to attack,
will engage them
it won't hamper us too much. And I think we want to lay siege next turn, so cavalry can go first and the infantry can follow behind. And let's convert this to castle. And here we can have 3 free upkeep units. And let's see about Nicosia. It could be upgraded as well, but I don't want to invest too heavily there. I think we will lose it at some point.
Your will.
And Durazzo,
Close in for battle. Laying siege.
I think
They're going nowhere, my
we
lord.
should
The siege
assault it right away.
Yes, my lord. This is where we shall meet the enemy.
And of course night attack will be quite beneficial, and it could even keep us out from a war against Venice. If we are at war with Venice at the moment, I think Iraklion will be one of our main targets. So let's bring the infantry a bit more to the front. And those enemy archers are a bit of a problem. Let's see if we can position, okay, our cavalry in such a way that we could engage the enemy in missile fire from this far. Okay, we need to move quite a lot of closer. Maybe we should bring these 2 units to flank the enemy. Hello, Georgian soldier. Welcome to the stream. Well, if you missed the start, I think there will be a recording left, so you can see it later if you wish. And the enemy general seems to be charging out. Let's try to engage first with infantry and then flank it with the heavy cav. And as it's spear infantry, it should be doing okay against enemy heavy cav. And apparently the enemy general is having none of our plans. So, okay. Maybe the AI is twerping around a bit. Thanks for the suggestion. Yeah. Sounds like a plan. And let's bring the cavalry a bit closer. So let's try to keep our general out of charge's way. And let's see how we are dealing with the enemy archers at the moment. They shouldn't last too long anymore. And maybe we could flank the enemy general rather soon. And you don't need to run away anymore.
The battle is in our favor. If we remain true and wholehearted, victory will be ours.
Okay, enemy spear militia coming out to help the enemies. But basically that means that those Muslim archers there are unprotected. Let's try to take them out with cavalry charge. For a moment I got scared that our general fell. And let's try to keep it that way, that our general doesn't fall. And it seems the enemy general is running away. So let's keep our general out of the battle, or rather the remnants of the enemy general's bodyguard is running away. And let's try to handle those 3 guys as fast as possible. And I don't think that militia will last too long. So there are still some Muslim archers left, it seems. I guess actually these guys should strike at the militia before they can reach the city square. And then I think we need to keep some distance.
My lord, we have lost control of the city. The battle is in our favor if we remain true and wholehearted. My lord, our men have taken control of the city. All of Christendom will be awed by the victory we have.
Decent enough victory. And let's try to ransom. Okay. Not very chivalrous faction. The Sicilians, it seems. And I think this should be converted to Mott and Bailey, at least for now, as it's a frontal city or settlement. And thanks for the advice, Church and Soldier. They were very useful. And I think we have a turn, and we are not at war with Sicily, or rather with Venice, at least yet.
Yes, but
And of course, if we are able to gain some friends from, for example, from Holy Roman Empire, from Milan or France, that could be quite beneficial. And so much for our peace treaty with, or peace status with Venice. So, the army in Sicily seems to be on its own.
Your orders, noble one.
God's sent.
Your orders, noble one. Your orders, noble one. Yes.
Okay, that enemy army is stronger.
Passage, not battle.
Talk is cheap. Come face me.
So let's try to train some new units, so we can aid the army there. And I think this army here will be mostly cavalry.
The enemy are beaten. Your will.
And let's try to take
This is where we shall meet.
this enemy army down.
Bring our people honor, glory.
And of course utilizing night battle, so the new general could learn that skill as well. So I think the most dangerous enemy unit is that archer unit. And we should try to take care of it first. Of course it's only peasant archers, but when it has been dealt with, this missile cavalry can take care of the rest of the enemies rather easily. So let's make a direct charge with the generals. And I think these guys can head towards the spear militias right away. And the peasants are routing already. And I don't think they will survive too long. Let's not engage those spearmen. but continue a bit forward so that we can catch the rest of the fleeing enemies. Archer attacks from the flank, I think will do a bit more damage. And then we just need to be careful so that the enemies are not able to surprise our generals, especially if the game speed is on high. Then again, as the enemies are charging towards the missile cavalry, maybe we could make a cavalry charge on the enemy's flanks. So let's try to be careful, but break the enemies at the same time.
The enemy are badly blooded. They have lost half their men.
And maybe a quick charge on this. Another spear militia unit will win us the battle.
We are blessed. The enemy general is the enemy flees the battle.
And let's take care of the rest of the enemies as well.
This is a clear victory that
Okay,
goes to
that was
all
pretty decent. We'll make capturing of Ragusa somewhat easier.
The day is ours. The enemy are beaten. Orders?
And I think it's wise to recruit the mercenaries already.
Your orders, noble one. With God's blessing and yours, we
And
march
in
to battle.
Palermo, I think we want to have mercenaries as well.
Your Majesty. Move out.
And I think we have a turn here. So, the Venetians are attacking Sofia with rather limited siege equipment, which works for our favor.
The faithful prevail. We attack.
Our foes appear to be gaining the upper hand in this battle.
I think we will try to defend the walls here. And as the ladders are on the left side, I think we'll put some mercenaries here. And then some archers as well. And the other archers can man the rest of the palisade here. Hello Alex, OP. Welcome to the stream. And I think the rest of the troops will guard the gates and the city center. And if the enemy can break through, I think the general will charge them then. Okay, so trapezoid archers have better melee than spearmen. I think we will change the positioning of archers this way so that they can help out in the melee. Thanks for the comment. Okay, thanks for the support, Alex. I'm glad you are enjoying them. Oh, Yeah, there are quite a few of those Eastern Infantry videos already. And I think there will be some more incoming. Yeah, so I think it will require pausing the game. And there you can see about Trebizond archers 997 basically, and these are 8313. And here, of course, taking down those mailed knights would be quite beneficial. I don't think it's worth trying to burn that ram with fire arrows. At least in my gameplays, usually it doesn't work out. So let's focus on trying to cause as many casualties on the enemies as possible.
Repel the attackers. Give them steel.
Those sergeant spearmen and spear militia are a bit of a problem, because they counter our heavy cavalry. And of course the mailed knights are also a bit of a problem. So I think we will focus on the mailed knights first.
Tidings. Our enemy are at the gates.
And I think we should be able to win the battle on the wall. That seems to be the case. So, a new battle suggestion, fully upgraded Scythian Axemen versus 10 Eastern Infantries. I think that's doable. I will put it in the to-do list. And at least the first unit of mailed knights have taken quite heavy casualties. And I think we can pull these guys back to reinforce the units down here. And of course, let's actually bring the peasants here as well, because we might be able to slow down the enemy advance, and our archers can get maybe better shots nearer the gate here.
It is unwise to praise the day before sunset, but our men are winning the battle and forging a worthy victory.
Let's try to make a charge here. Okay, so in Constantinople we should try to get... Okay, and we won here. Excellent. So we should get Byzantine infantry and artillery. Okay, so let's try to invest a bit more in Byzantium. At least at some point. I think I will utilize mercenaries and those missile cavalry in the early game as much as possible, but I think a bit later at the very least we are going to need those infantries from Constantinople and artillery as well. And I think this is enough, so let's finish the battle. A clean victory.
By the Lord above, our foe has been...
And should brunt the Venice assault on our territory for now at least.
Blessed Lord, we thank you for delivering us.
And another battle against Sicilians. Oh. That might actually be a bit difficult army. I think we need to rely on our missile cavalry quite a bit. And we need to be ready to withdraw if that's required. Okay, thanks for the comment. Actually, we are on Italy already, but maybe we could bring some reinforcements here as well. And of course, these guys are very effective against knights. So we should try to utilize them. Let's try to get high ground for these guys, and let's try to harass as much as possible with these guys.
The enemy are bringing in reinforcements.
And of course the Muslim archers are on the enemy's forefront. Which is a bit bad news for us. So, Denmark, let's play, and Discord. Well, let's see about the Discord. I think that Denmark needs to wait a bit. I'm currently having, at least this campaign, First and Baldur's Gate 1 Enhanced Edition 2. But let's see at some point. Thanks for the suggestion. And let's bring the rest of the infantry to the general as well. And of course, if we could cause quite heavy damage here before the enemy general can join the fight, that would be great. And of course, now that we can attack from behind, that should make the battle quite a bit easier. Here the win condition is the long campaign victory. I think it's 45 or 50 settlements, including Jerusalem and Rome. We can check them after this battle. Well, I guess that's about 50 provinces, and Jerusalem and Rome is pretty much restoring Roman Empire. I think you are right. And it seems Georgian soldier is agreeing with me that those two cities are the ones we need to control in order to win. And I have to say that I'm a bit disappointed in my missile cavalry's ability to do damage at this point. So basically what these guys will do, or hopefully will do, is to slow down the enemy enough so that our general and especially these crossbowmen can do some damage. Okay, so I think after we have secured Italy, at least, maybe we should set our sights on Jerusalem. Hello, Samich. Welcome to the stream. And that plus 15% public order bonus is really nice. So thanks for the question about Rome Remastered. I have made at least, I think, one campaign there. Was it Seleukid or Macedon? Either one of those. I have at least hundreds, if not thousands of hours in Rome total. Well, the original one and I have found it a bit difficult to get into the remastered version. I think it has much going for it, but it's a bit maybe slower paced than the original Rome. So that's a minus, at least for me. I tend to prefer to play the original Rome, but maybe I haven't give enough times or tries to the remastered version. So I'm planning to make Romano-British campaign in the remastered Barbarian Invasion at some point. If you want to check it out at some point, maybe that will at least answer the question for you. And it seems we are running out of ammo pretty soon. I agree with you, Georgian soldier, especially with the larger unit sizes. They are just twerping around in the cities. Well, at least the campaign map, there is something that I don't like too much in the remastered version. So in some ways, it actually is worse, in my opinion. So let's see, which way should we withdraw? And actually we cannot withdraw. Well, that's bad. Let's see. So the enemy general seems to be the first one to attack us. And I guess our plan here should be to try to take down the enemy heavy cavalry with these units and then engage the enemy missile units with our missile cavalry when they don't have these mailed knights to protect them. And let's hope we can get some more kills before the melee is joined. Oh, and it seems majority of the enemy general's bodyguard got past our mercenaries, but let's hope we can rectify the situation with a charge from our own general.
The enemy, praise the Almighty.
Okay.
Our enemy has lost his stomach to fight. We must push our advantage.
And of course, if we can win the battle and kill the general here, that will give us the enemy city right away. But I think we are not going to pursue too aggressively. We have this missile cavalry here waiting, so let's try to catch the enemy with that. And it seems the enemy army is approaching us. Okay, welcome to the stream, Jonathan. And I don't think we can afford to chase down the enemies anymore. There. So, Jonathan, could you please stop the spamming there? Thanks. And let's try to at least force some of the enemy attention elsewhere. Okay, our first unit is breaking. And that male knight unit seems to be about to be taken down, and let's bring the rest of the cavalry to aid us. Oh, and apparently some of our mercenaries are breaking as well.
For the moment, the fortune of battle goes our way. Let's pray to remain. The enemy are badly blooded. They have lost half their men.
Okay. Looking good, at the moment at least. Maybe I have a bit of a similar problem in this playthrough. So if we can break the knights here, I think we have this battle.
We are blessed. The enemy general is dead. We have sent the idiot to hell.
And I think it's time to take care of the rest of the enemy missile units.
Praise the Almighty. Our enemy has lost his stomach to fight. We must push our advantage.
And this seems to be rather nice victory, even though I say so myself.
The enemy are
But it
overcome.
allows us to
This is a great
continue
victory.
our assault in Italy. And I think Palermo should fall as well. Or not. Oh, a couple of the bodyguards plus the general got away. But I think the city will fall rather soon nonetheless. Okay. So, thanks for the comments, Mike. I think it might be the more common way to play to assault the eastern neighbors.
battle!
And interestingly, Prince Simon has already 30 bodyguards, and the balance of power is looking
Engage them honorably, my lord.
a bit weird. But I think we need to do this manually so we can keep the momentum going on against Sicily at least. I usually try to ransom the enemies in the hopes of gaining some additional money, and I think the chivalrous traits for the generals might be a bit better than those dread ones, or rather to the ruler. So that's why I tend to ransom the prisoners. Well, I agree with you, Summit. That really is the best asset for the player, the AI twerping around. And I think the enemies at the city center, are there actually 2 walls? So this is quite a prize then to capture.
The battering ram is in place. It will not be long before our enemy's defenses fall. Our men have done well. The gates have fallen.
And I think the mercenary spears can go first. And we might need that battering ram again. Actually, the screen is so dark that I don't think I want to take additional night siege battles anymore. Maybe these guys could get a couple of shots off. Or maybe the enemy is too far away. It's interesting how in the auto-resolve section the balance of power was so much more favoring of the enemy than in the real battle. But I guess some of that has to do with the difficulty.
The battering ram has done its work. Now is the time for brave hearts and brave deeds.
So, once again, spears first to secure the area. And actually, it might be nice to have our own archers on the walls. So this could make the battle quite a bit easier, especially these crossbowmen. Maybe these guys can go to the another wall. So let's see if we can do some damage there. I guess it's not possible to move them all the way to the other wall. Yeah, from here. But at least some damage is being done. I think we can advance a bit more with the infantry. Okay, thanks for the information, short Georgian soldier. So, does chivalry have some effect in the battle, do you know? I think we will just push. Yeah. Okay. So, dread is better for, let's say, a bit easier battles, and maybe chivalry for the battles where the odds are staked against you. Yeah, and I think in this game the growth is somewhat more important than in Rome. Especially in Rome, I think I usually end up being frustrated that I need to manage the public order in fast-growing cities a bit too much. But in this game I haven't felt the same way, at least too much. Okay, I think we have two different opinions here. And it seems our missile units are starting to do some damage here. And let's hope they get some chevrons from the battle. Apparently not. But I don't think we suffered any casualties. So, nice victory. And we got some nice amounts of money as well. And how much would... Okay, I don't think those mines are worth building. And let's make some defenses here. Let's get our fleet to the port. And... unfortunately we cannot retrain them. And I think the next Sicilian city there will be our next target. And here... I think these mercenary crossbowmen are maybe the best mercenary units you can get. Okay. So, the enemy has some infantry, and then there are some archers, and of course those archers are the main concern for us at the moment. Let's see if they are at the front once again. So maybe we could utilize the same tactics as last time. Let's see. Oh, and of course it seems our crossbowmen have a bit longer range. So let's see how this plays out. I agree, Frankish Knights are really nice as well. But I think the damage output of these mercenary crossbowmen are exceptionally high, especially as they are armor piercing. So
the battle is in our favor. If we remain true,
they work against anyone.
Victory will be ours.
Okay, one archer unit routed. And it seems the second one is somewhat running away. Let's see if we can take it down as well. Yeah, I agree. About the melee ability of... I guess you're referring to the crossbowmen. And let's hope that's not the general. And after we have broken those peasant archers, I think a nice cavalry charge on the enemy rear will basically win us the battle. Yeah, okay, I agree. Decent in melee as well. And with this victory, as it clearly seems to be, I think the Venetian city will be ripe for taking.
It is unwise to praise the day before sunset, but our men are winning the battle and forging a worthy victory. The enemy general has no honor. He flees the field of battle. Praise the Almighty.
And let's try to take care of the
we must push our advantage.
Last enemy stragglers, so they cannot reinforce their city there. Okay, I think this is enough, and a clear victory, I think I agree. Yeah, Byzantine guard in archers are really good, I agree. Okay. Oh, and we got some money. Unfortunately, those freed soldiers got to reinforce Ragusa. Maybe 14 and 100 of these. Hopefully not more. But I think we will besiege the city nonetheless. The battle, I think, would be a bit too difficult with these forces. And let's upgrade the castle there. And we could get some reinforcements. Okay, thanks for the comments about the roster analysis. I think there will be another one for Byzantine Empire once the campaign is finished. Yeah, I can see the reason for executions, at least in this case. So, glad that you have been here, Samits. See you. And do we still have something to do this turn? I guess we should upgrade this to castle. It makes defending the settlement quite a bit easier. And I think we have a turn. And we should also start raising troops to assault Iraklion, since we are at war now. And this army here, trying to attack from the back, might actually make capturing Ragusa a bit easier. Some archers, some spear militia. I think we will try to take down the attacking army first, and then cause as much damage to the reinforcing enemy army as possible, and even we can try to take it out altogether if possible.
The enemy have brought up more men. They hope to make
And I think we need to have at least some haste here, so that we don't end up fighting both of the armies at the same time. So, let's send the infantry to fight at the very least, and let's try to take the enemy archers with cavalry as well. And I think the rest of the enemies should be rather easy pickings after that. And don't charge that spear unit there. I agree that generals can be very effective against spears. I guess I have lost sorry. I have lost my general too many times in a charge to count on that too heavily. I guess I'm traumatized with that. And let's send this guy to hunt those down. And what are these doing? Nothing too much.
Half the enemy force remains.
Oh, there is another archer unit still going on. Let's take it down.
The enemy general has no honor. The Lord above is kind. We have captured the enemy's general.
And I think the initial enemy army has been defeated, so it's time to form up to the second battle. And I don't think we want to use any ammo here anymore. And I think it's time for these guys to start harassing the oncoming enemy army, and I think that hill there could give us a bit better positioning when we need to fight against that army. And of course we don't want to tire out our whole army, so I think we can give up the chase for now, and let's send these guys to harass. Oh, there are some archers. It would be nice to take some of them down at least before they start firing us. And then again, let's see if we could make at least a fake charge to disrupt them. But let's stay clear of those enemy spears. Okay, I guess that worked out quite well. And of course we should try to cause as much damage to the enemy general as possible. And still some archers left, but I don't think they seem too eager to fire, so let's focus on the enemy spearmen. And as the enemies are just marching around, I think we could get a couple of shots on the bodyguard as well. And what's nice with these missile cavalry units is also that we can catch routing enemy units and of course hit the enemy's rear with these. And I think these Vardariottai especially are very effective missile cavalry units. Kind of equivalent to the Persian cavalry or something like that in the original Rome. Yeah, I agree. So let's try to flank the enemy infantry and of course lure them away. I don't think our infantry will be able to hold the enemies too well in place if they get no support. And let's see if our missile cavalry is able to take care of the enemy's bodyguard. Okay. And I think we have victory. Nice. I don't think we want you guys firing anymore because of friendly fire. And I think that Ragusa will be ours after the battle. Okay, there is your target practice. And let's hunt down the last of the enemies here. And I guess that's enough. Yeah, the panic spread quite fast this time. Almost brings Eastern infantry to mind. And let's try to get the money out of the Venetians, but apparently they were not too keen to pay.
We are under siege. Defend the walls with your lives. Your orders, number one.
And we should take Cagliari there. 2,500 is always 2,500. Let's see. What do you think? Should we go to take that rebel settlement before moving into southern Italy's mainland? Or should we just ignore the quest and move against the Sicilians here first? Okay, so chivalry doesn't... you don't get chivalry from ransoming. That might be the case. Okay, and Zagreb is our next target here. Crete. Of course, yeah, that needs to be taken. Good that you reminded me.
Yes.
So let's bring the fleet.
In course now, my lord.
Hopefully it will survive until Corinth. But I think this army here should be able to take Crete for us. Oh, and Hungary went to war against us. Yeah, I agree with you. And you are right, we don't want to have this enemy settlement here at our rear. And we got a new general here. I think he can defend the settlement here, while the main army will go to fight Oh, we can actually, I guess, replenish those. So, next turn the fleet will sail towards Cagliari or towards whatever the name of the enemy settlement here is. And of course here I think we should leave some kind of garrison here, but let's take at least the cavalry units to Zagreb. And I think we should take some more units there as well. Actually, I think the whole infantry, since there is a Venetian army heading towards us. The question here is, do we need reinforcements in Sofia? Maybe we could hire some Turkomans to aid the settlement there. And I guess that's everything for this turn. Let's see what happens. So, the question remains about the army in the Sicily. What do you think? Should we head towards Sardinia? Or should we head to the Italian mainland in the Western Front? Okay, this army at least seems to be quite a bit easier than the last one, the Venetian army here. And for the next battle at least we should have the castle ready as well. And let's get these guys to the walls. And the trapezoid archers to help out there. And then the other archers on this side. And let's position the troops so that when the gates are broken, we are in a position to attack the enemies. And I think we should try to cause some damage there. So, okay, let's finish Sicilians first. Okay, towards Italy is it there? It is then. Oh, there are some Bosnian archers there. I think those spear militias are taking quite a beating here already. So our wall here should be safe.
Our enemies' ladders have reached our walls. It is time for butcher's work.
I think we can speed up the things a bit.
Saints, save us! The enemy are battering down the gates! It is unwise to praise
And
the
I
day
think
for
these
something,
guys can
but our
start
men are
firing
winning
the
battle and
enemy
forging a worthy
bodyguard
victory.
there. Okay, that spear militia is going away already. And I think here
Only half
we
the enemy
want
force
to hit
remains.
that bodyguard as well.
To arms, General! The enemy's ram has breached the gates!
And since there are no enemies attacking the wall again, so we can reinforce the ground battle with these. Slav mercenaries as
God
well.
save us! The enemy have the walls! Look to our defense, or all will be lost!
And it seems the enemy rout is beginning.
The battle praise to our Lord! Our men have slain the enemy general! Praise the Almighty!
And let's try to cause some additional casualties that will fetch us some additional money, or at least make it a bit difficult, more difficult for the enemy to attack us again. And I think that's enough.
The enemy are overcome.
So, not too many casualties for us. Another question is, should we move against the Hungarians soon as well? But maybe we don't want to open up a new front just yet. So, Naples is found. Let's besiege it. And let's get some mercenaries. And unfortunately it seems our infantry cannot get out of the ship at the moment. And I guess some mercenaries will be sorry, will be needed here as well. And unfortunately the enemy has also some crossbow mercenaries.
Orders. Onward.
Yes, my lord. Plotting course now.
Okay, quite a few enemy fleets around here.
Orders. March.
So let's hope that we can reach Iraklion. But for now the situation is looking at least decent. Maybe we could make some peasants in Ragusa and send this missile cavalry unit to help out the main army there. And I think we have a turn. Okay, so the enemy general is inside the city and other armies out. I think that could give us some opportunities to attack them. I think we can fight, but we need to be ready to withdraw if the situation gets too complicated or difficult. We have the strength to win both of those armies, but at the moment that strength is in the ships, or rather half of it. So let's try to cause as much damage as possible to the enemy and then withdraw if needed.
My lord, the tide of battle seems to have turned against us.
Taking down enemy general, of course, would be really nice. And it would also be really nice if they decided to charge our spearmen. Well, let's try to charge them since the enemy general is not taking the bait here.
Our foolish general has thrown his life away, and perhaps our chances of victory with it.
So, that didn't go too well. Making continuing this campaign quite a bit more difficult. Of course, we want now to take care of the enemy's bodyguard here. and the enemy general as well, of course, so that we don't have to fight his bodyguard again in next battle.
I pray the course of this battle changes, because defeat seems almost certain.
And you are not supposed to fight. Let's see if we can help out in that battle. Okay, they are pulling off. Not too many enemies to go anymore. And of course, we will be attacked rear quite soon.
Praise to our lord! Our men have slain the enemy general. Now his men will lose heart.
So let's try to do some damage with his cavalry unit still. I guess those guys actually, they cannot withdraw just yet. They can still do some damage. But these spearmen most definitely need to withdraw.
Only half the enemy force remains.
And I think these guys can withdraw as well. Okay, so we were able to win this battle here. Maybe we can do some more damage with this bodyguard.
The enemy flees the battle. Run down those
Rather
worthless
interesting.
peasants.
If our general had not died, I think we might have had decent enough chances of winning the whole battle here. Of course, we could try to snipe the enemy king here. I don't think it will succeed, but let's give it a shot.
Only intervention by the Almighty Lord. This defeat is a bitter drink to swallow.
No! Flee! Calling off the siege, my lord.
And I think we should bring the general from Palermo to lead the siege of Naples. But since traveling by sea is dangerous, let's bring
Your orders, number one.
Orders. Move out!
him here next turn.
As my lord wills, we march to battle.
And we have one captain here, King Roger and Captain Jacopo. I think even if we are unable to
People, honor, glory,
beat all of these armies, we can at least do some decent damage to them.
For the moment, the fortune of battle goes our way. Let's pray it remains as such.
And here, of course, the cavalry units are critical, or missile cavalry units. And I think these regular missile units as well.
The enemy are bringing in reinforcements.
So let's keep the skirmish mode on and let's bring the missile units to fire at the enemies as well. And maybe we should send the missile cavalry to harass the enemy general. And that bodyguard is starting to take casualties. And the last enemy army is still quite far away, so we have plenty of time. Maybe to wipe out these armies altogether. Okay, nice. And I think we will send these guys to harass the last reinforcing enemy army. And this one should fall to us as well. So maybe we should or can actually present the city itself as a present for the new general for gaining the command of the army.
Praise the Almighty! It is unwise to praise the day before sunset, but glorious heaven above, our men have captured the enemy general. Guard him well.
Okay,
Give the dog
still
some wine, and be sure he can see us defeat
some
the rest of
enemies
the
left.
army.
I thought these withdrew from the combat map, but apparently not.
By the Lord above, our foe
Okay,
has been much
I agree. A heroic victory. And Naples should fall. And let's... Okay. And we got a new general. And Sicily fell as well. And maybe the Papal States will be our next target. Okay. So, enemy ambush. I think we should be able to handle it. Oh. And apparently... Okay. So, a really decent ambush from the enemy, even though they should have picked their target a bit better way. And, of course... Maybe we should focus on the enemy's general's bodyguard. It's the most dangerous opponent we have in this battle. We can easily outrun the enemy infantry, but the general can really cause us some troubles. And unfortunately, the bodyguards... Okay, now they are starting to fall. So, maybe a bit by bit. I'm just wondering, could we be ready to charge the bodyguard unit already? I think this might be a bit tricky position. Between those enemy units. Okay, one enemy unit is fleeing already. And I think that general is ready to fall soon.
The battle is in our favor. If we remain true and wholehearted, victory will be ours.
I think we can take him down.
Praise the Almighty.
Oh. Clearly a surprise, but a welcome one.
enemy are overcome.
And I think
This is a great victory.
this will make capturing Iraklion quite a bit easier.
The day is ours, Lord.
And we got
The
a
enemy
general.
are beaten.
Your orders, noble one. We will engage them honorably, my lord. Without question, we shall begin the siege.
Oh.
Besieging forces reporting, my lord.
Okay, once again it seems ransoming wasn't the best of ideas.
Yes. Combining
I think we can besiege
To hell or
Zagreb,
worse. March. Now
so we could take down the enemy commander or faction leader
we will meet you there.
and then take care of the rest of the enemy units.
orders.
And maybe we should make some additional buildings now that for once we have some money. Maybe a, well, actually I don't think we need a port there. But in Thessalonica, port and that merchant's wharf might actually be beneficial. And here roads, and in Ragusa maybe farms that will provide some income at least. And I think we have a turn. I think these reinforcements will come from our right flank, so let's try to take them out and then let's see if we will strike against the initial attacking enemy army. So let's focus on the enemies here.
The enemy are bringing in reinforcements.
And I would like to have those crossbows firing, especially. We still have some time.
It is unwise to praise the day before sunset. The enemy are badly blooded. They have lost half their men. Praise the Almighty. Our
Okay.
enemy has lost the stomach to fight. We
One
must
enemy
push
army
our
down,
advantage.
one to go. And I think we will try to take down the second one as well. So, crossbows on the front. Maybe that could give us some opportunities from behind. And I think those mercenary spearmen... Oh! They are firing at us here. So... those crossbowmen should be our main target here. I think we will win this archery contest. And I think a charge should finish off those mercenary crossbowmen.
The enemy general flees like the coward he is. The enemy are badly blooded. They have lost half their men.
Okay, those are breaking, and let's see if we can break the rest of the enemy
Praise
army.
the Almighty! Our enemy has lost.
And once again, a clean victory.
By the Lord above, our foe has been much.
Okay, still accepting the ransoms. Well, it seems they are rich,
Tore them apart, my lord.
and of course
Victory!
we want
We
to
have
take our
crushed them.
cut
This
from their
place is
riches.
yours, my lord. Your orders, noble one.
And here I think we could start raising a northern army in Sofia, and maybe mustering hall, or rather boyer, should be the building constructed there. In Zagreb, oh, since he's dreadful, I think we can start executing the prisoners.
Yes.
And since we have a general there, I think this one can go to
Back on dry land.
take
Your
that
orders, noble one.
Cagliari.
God's blessing and yours. We march to your orders.
And maybe we could utilize one archery unit more in here, because it's likely that the city there will fall under attack. And from here
Orders.
I think we can take mercenaries and
Your orders, noble one.
cavalry units
Of course, my lord.
and head towards Rome.
Rest here.
It shouldn't be too well defended. And here, of course, Venice is one of our targets.
Talk is cheap. Come face me.
Your orders, noble one.
And by the way, let's check the victory conditions. So, Rome and Jerusalem and other 43 settlements.
Your orders, noble one. Command me.
Yes.
We march on our victims.
I'm a bit tempted to auto-resolve, but I think the casualties might just be a bit too high. So the enemy should have one crossbow unit. And other men should be just infantry. So let's try to take out the crossbowmen first. And I thought you had skirmish mode on.
Battle is in our favor. If we remain true and wholehearted, victory will be ours. The enemy flees the battle. Run down those worthless peasants.
And I guess this should do the trick here.
All of Christendom.
And we are ready to move forward. And still accepting the ransom. So we should try to get some garrison in Zagreb before moving forwards. And I think for this turn we have done everything we can.
Your orders, noble one. Yes, we shall continue at
Bucharest will be our first target here. Let's take mercenaries and that missile cavalry. Maybe we could train some more units here as well. And in Zagreb, finally we are getting some new troops trained. Let's leave a minor garrison and head towards Italy with the rest of the army. And here I think we can besiege Cagliari here. And let's see, by the way, Iraklion. So I think we will just wait for it to surrender. And this army here, I think, can besiege Rome. And let's get one of those nice Frankish knights. And actually I don't like that Pope Gregory is this near to us. He may force us to withdraw. So, but I think this is everything for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you like the content, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. That will help a great deal. You can also post comments, ask questions, give tips, advice and so on. Have a great rest of the day.